All right, all right. We're going to have a nice soft opening here. We're going to make sure we get everybody in here and up and running before the show starts. Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time you're listening in. We are going to have an absolutely bomb show today, baby. Not that I'm going to bomb, but the show is going to be bomb. Let's make sure we got everything up and running here. There we go. All right. We already got Dan Bob, Dan the greatest moderator alive in here today. We got about 4 minutes until we will get started here. About 4 minutes. Things look like they're running nice and smooth here. All right. We have so much stinking stuff to go over today, guys. It's going to be one busy show. Well, we're going to make it all jam-packed. It's going to be a beautiful thing today. A beautiful, beautiful thing today. I promise you that. Ooh, we got the market outlook. We got the unboxing, the unveiling today. Damn Yankees already in here. Goodness gracious, it's going to be a good one. We got a poll up. If you're already here, vote on the poll. We already got 7 votes on that poll, baby. Let's go. What else we got? We got earnings. Oh, yeah. We got to talk about the CME Fed tool because we have Papa Powell coming out today. And then we're going to go over the economic calendar, of course. Jimmy Bright's already in here. Good afternoon, sir. We still got about 3 minutes till we're starting up, guys. So sit back. Relax, grab some popcorn because the show will start very, very soon. We have so much to go over today. It's going to be a huge show. I'm going to try and pack this all within an hour. If we got to go a little over, it is what it is, baby. It is what it is. Because if it wasn't what it was, it would be what it ain't. Or something like that. Oh, yeah. Let me wet my whistle, baby. Vote on the poll while you're waiting. We already got 8 votes on the poll. Be a good day. I can't wait to unveil this box. Oh, Dan Bob, Dan the greatest moderator alive sent me a little gift. 2 more minutes till we open up, guys. 2 more minutes and the show will start. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. What? Robert Tainch is already in here. That's what I'm talking about. You know it is a party when old Roberto shows up. What? Covey too? Let's do this, baby. It's time. We got less than 2 minutes, guys. Less than 2 minutes to go. And boy, we have a killer watch list for you today. If you guys stick around till the end, I promise you I'm going to throw some tickers your way and you're going to say, holy crap. Holy guacamole, baby. We got about 1 minute. 1 minute until we start, ladies and gentlemen. I see you piling in here. Make sure you hit that like and that subscribe. While you are waiting, we have about 30 seconds until we are opening. And you better believe we have an amazing show for you tonight. We already got 10 votes on the poll. Make sure that you vote on that poll. I want to know, will the earnings this week take the market higher or lower? Nalani's already in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Nalani has entered the room. Oh yeah, it's going to be a good day, guys. I can feel it down deep in the plums. It's going to be a good day. All right, about 30 more seconds, guys. Let me get a little sip here. Oh, and it's time. It's 9, baby. Let's hit that intro. $1,400 in less than 2 hours. Boom! Baby, welcome back to another amazing show with Worrell Trading. This is Dave Worrell, and we got the whole crew with us already in the chat. We got Dan Bob, Dan the greatest moderator alive, and I gotta say, he sent me a little gift today, and we're gonna be opening that up really, really soon. I'm really pumped. I don't get gifts very often. I've only gotten a couple of gifts from fans, but this is from the moderator, so I'm really pumped to open it. That's coming up very, very soon. We also have the state of the market. We have the trades that I'm in, which is only one, and we took that well. We were above the 21-day moving average. Of course, we have the poll. We're going to go over the poll and why I asked it. It's a very, very important day that we have ahead of us. Of course, we're going to go over the earnings. We have a huge earning week this week, and I think the earnings are going to capitulate the market in one direction or another. I think because we're sitting above a 50-day moving average, I really think the earnings are going to depict which way this market is going to head. Do we hold above that 50-day moving average, or do we break down lower, baby? Oh, yeah. Then we're going to go over the CME Fed tool because it's very important to note, and we'll also be going over the economic calendar because we have old Papa Powell, our glorious and beloved Papa Powell, is coming out today, and we definitely need to take a little peeky gander at that. So while we are here, let's say welcome. Dan Bob Dan, the greatest moderator live, is here today, and so is Damn Yankee. What's going on, brother? It's good to see you. Jimmy Bright, as always, is early. Robert Tainch, what's going on? Covey, my man, the myth, the legend. Nalani, here. He is here. Watch out now. And Chris Smith, that's my boy Tony. What's going on, Tony? It's not very often you show up, but when you do, you know it's a party. So I'm glad that you are here. Muley's here. What's going on, girl? It is good to see you. We're only missing a few. The guys are actually out putting the girls tonight. We're oh wait, Jolene's showing up. Here come the ladies. They always end up taking over the show, but that's A-okay. We love having you here. If you haven't already, vote on that poll, and let's just jump right into this, guys. We have to take a look, a little peeky gander at the state of the market, and we're going to start with the S&P 500. Jolene, it's good to see you. Oh yeah, it better not be a glitter bomb in this box, Dan Bob. It better not be a glitter box. We're going to go over the state of the market, and then after that, we're going to open up this box. And it better not be a glitter bomb. If it is, it might be good for, it might be for the show. I mean, it might be a good show, you know? You guys might get a good laugh. I will not. But B. Stewie, what's going on, brother? Saeed, what's going on? Yeah, hopefully this week, Green. I agree with you on that. All right, we're going to catch up on the chat in just a minute. Let's go over the main subject here, and that is the S&P 500, right? We are still risk off, but I have some stipulations. I have some stipulations with this risk off now, and you guys will understand why. I have plenty of reasoning behind it, so please pay attention here. I am risk off in these large caps, these mega caps, these Mag 7 stocks because we're below a declining 21-day moving average. Right when we hit below this, I told everybody we were hands off. Hey, I am risk off. I am not trading. We're below a 21-day moving average in the overall S&P 500. And then once we got above that S&P 500, well, I decided, hey, we can take trades. We're back above it. And we did. We took one trade, and we're actually still in that trade. But that's why we take the relative strength stocks in the market. Why? Because it's strong. As the market pulled back, the stock that we are in still held up strong, and that is exactly why we focus on the relative strength stocks in the market. And we'll go over that very, very soon as well. The market then capitulated. It pulled back and broke down lower, not only breaking the 21-day moving average again, but heading lower below a 50-day moving average. Very, very sad to see, but hey, it is a correction currently. It is not showing anything more than a correction. Now, we may have lower. I don't have a crystal ball, but we like to react. We don't like to predict here. So that is the S&P 500. Not too much to say, except for we're below a 21-day moving average and holding out just above that 50-day moving average. Next up is the QQQs. Now, of course, the QQQs is the tech-heavy industry. The tech is what led this bull run 2 years ago in the October lows. If we zoom all the way out here, you guys will see it's clear as day. We have these October lows all the way back here in 2022. This is what started the bull run. Tech, the tech-heavy ETF, followed this bull run up, brought the market up with it, and when the market wasn't doing so hot, it continued to head higher. Now what's going on? Much lower now, much lower than the 50-day moving average. It led to the sell side. It led to the sell side. As we came up hard, it hit down hard fast, and that's how stocks work. Expansion and contraction. We expanded, we contracted, now we're expanding again, but it's to the sell side, and it's leading the overall market, and it's dragging the overall market down with it. Well, why would the tech drag the market down with it? It's plain and simple. Tech holds the majority of the market. That's why we like to look at the equally weighted. But we do follow the S&P 500. Look at tech. You have Big Apple, Big Nvidia, AVGO or Broadcom, Microsoft, Google, Meta. That is what holds this market up for so long. And now that we are starting to pull back here, it's because we're selling off in this big tech. Welcome, Alex. Thank you for joining the Discord. I seen that you just joined. If you're with us, thank you so much, Alex. I appreciate you joining. And you guys can always join us. It's absolutely free. Just go ahead and check out our link tree. Now, if you guys take a little peeky gander right here on my screen, make sure you smash this like button and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. All you need to do is click on this more button. You can see right here I have a link tree. You click on the link tree, bada bing, bada boom, you'll be making money soon. Click the YouTube, the Discord, the trading view. If you don't have a charting platform and you want to use my charting platform, right there you have it. Just click on that and you'll be good to go. And then, of course, we have Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter or X. You're more than welcome to check out all that. It's absolutely free. But Alex, thank you for joining that Discord. And we have meetings almost every single night. So pay attention to that, guys. All right. So the QQQs is leading this charge to the sell side, but I do have good news, ladies and gentlemen. And I think some of you know what it is, but there is good news amongst us. There is rotation in the market, and that is the IWM. That is what is holding near and dear to our hearts. We talked about this contraction. We talked about this expansion. And I told you guys when we were down here, not to toot my own horn, but we talked about this contraction. We called it out. I said by the end of the week, and I believe it was only Wednesday, we had the expansion. The expansion came and it came in hard. And we rip, tater chip right up to the north side. And now that we've had that expansion, we are finally starting to see a little bit of contraction. As we pulled back, we started riding that 10-day moving average, and then we headed back up higher. I called my financial advisor. I said, look, I'm risk off with the S&P 500. I want to be hands off. So get me out of the market. We went 80% out of the market, 20% or 80% cash, only 20% in the overall market. And then I said, I want to be in the IWM though. I want to be in the small caps. I would love to stay in the small caps. Well, I usually only hold about 5% small caps. Now I'm 10% small caps, and I plan on adding 10% more of my overall large account. Not my play account, not the one that I used for YouTube, but my big boy account, right? The big boy account, baby. Oh, yeah. IWM is getting a lot of attention here, and until that breaks the 21-day moving average, I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on small caps. And if you guys stick around to the end, I do have an amazing list for you in the small cap, so pay attention to that. Let's catch up on the chat. Yeah, hopefully B Stewie says, squad, what's going on? Nalani, I feel like with all this earnings, S&P might be down less than 2%. I'm risk off. I understand that, Nalani, and I am with you on that. Bob Dan, the greatest moderator alive, has posted the link tree in the comments for easy access. You can't ask for much more. That's my boy. That's why he's the greatest moderator alive. Let's look at just a couple more things, and then we will do the unboxing. I'm pumped. I'm like forcing myself, like for future. Instead of giving myself like immediate gratification by opening up a gift, I'm forcing myself to wait. Oh, it's so hard. It's so hard. All right, VIX, the VIX Volatility Index. We've seen it ramp up like this before. We talked about its contraction, and I said, I don't know if it's going to move like a stock or not, but we do see the contraction pattern just like we have in many other things, and sure enough, we rip, tater chip to the north side, but this is not a good thing. We don't want to see the VIX volatility up higher because there usually is an inverse correlation. Why? The VIX is what shows the overall shares going in and out of the market. And when you see an increase in volatility and it's fast and it's hard like this, a lot of time that signifies selling off in the market. Now, we can say that this is due for many different things, but the big thing here was the Middle East, the Middle Eastern tensions when the wars were going on and all that good stuff. Well, here we get a little bit of everything. A little bit of everything here. Now, if this thing can sell back off and come on back down, we might see everything kind of equal out. But as the S&P 500 starts to sell off here and catches maybe a little traction at this 50-day moving average, maybe we sold off in the Mag 7 and we started to go into the small cap stocks. Why? Well, that brings up our next few reasons, and it has to do with cutting rates. 90% of the time when we cut rates, that increases spending, and more stocks, more speculative stocks like the small and mid-cap stocks start to go much, much higher because more people can borrow money, more spending gets facilitated. All right? So that's what I have for you guys. We have a few more things that we could go over, but I just want you to understand that we are coming down and out of the things that were leading us for the past 2 years, really, which is the Mag 7, which is, and we'll go over Apple and Meta and Microsoft, NVIDIA. We'll go over all of those very, very soon because I want you guys to see kind of roughly where they're at. But the money is coming out of those. You can see it. You can see the blow off top. You can see the money starting to come out of those. And now they're going into small and mid cap stocks. The only other one that we could take a look at is MNY, which is the, MDY. Did I get that? Yeah. So this is the small mid-cap series right here. So just like IWM, it looks very, very similar, right? So here is IWM. You can see that it is leading the charge as we have this consolidation here, and then it pushes up higher with many gaps, and then it pulls back and it's getting tight, and it has this trend line right here that I drew out. And you can see the trend line, it broke through this trend line, and it looks like it's faring higher. Now, will it break out of this base? I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. But my inclination is this is momentum. We have this expansion. Now we're having some contraction. And if this continues its momentum to the north side, we will see expansion once again. So let's see if we can get back up here to all-time highs at 244.46 for the IWM. And then, of course, right behind it, MDY. I'll get it right one of these times, guys. MDY is just sitting back here. You can see we're on a beautiful uptrend for quite some time. And right here is the all-time high. So we'll see what it wants to do, but small and mid caps are risk on, in my opinion. So as long as they are in the right sector, what are the sectors? We can go through those very, very soon. What are the hot sectors? If they're the same as last time, it's going to be healthcare, biotech, financials, and consumer staples. Was that hot the last week? Either way, we'll go through them once again to make sure we are on top of it. But now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, can I get a drum roll, baby? Oh, yeah. The glitter bomb. The glitter bomb. From Dan Bob Dan, the greatest moderator alive, has sent me a little gift. I hope it's not anthrax. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that on air, but if you guys are, my age or older, you'll understand the whole anthrax thing. That was good fun back in the day, right? When everybody was scared to open up any kind of packages in the mail. But he found out that my birthday's in August 10th. In case anybody wants to send me birthday wishes in August 10th. And he says, I want to send you something. And I'm pretty excited to open this, guys. And I'm pretty excited to open this on air. Usually, don't usually get gifts. Not at my age. You don't usually get gifts. All right, I'm not looking. I'll let you guys be the first to see it. I'll let you guys be the first to see. I'm pretty pumped. I don't want to hurt it. I don't want to break this. Let me cut it a little bit more. Cut this a little bit more. I'm not looking, I promise. Oh yeah. This knife is definitely not sharp anymore. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Stephanie Swan's in the building. What's going on? Chris Smith says, I'm still scared of Y2K. Oh my gosh. I totally forgot about Y2K. Yeah, I remember being there with my sister Felicia and Y2K. All right, here we go. Oh, snap. Look at this. Oh, check it out, guys. Check it out. That is so cool. Now, I know there's a lot of crap out there that you guys give me about the Cybertruck, but I love this Cybertruck, man. I really do. Now, this isn't just the Cybertruck. This isn't just the Cybertruck. I don't know if you guys seen it, But in the back, it's got the Cyber four-wheeler, and it's got the pull behind trailer. So it almost looks like an RV, actually, which I had no idea that they actually had. So I don't know if that's real or not. I almost want to look that up. But Dan, Bob Dan, the greatest moderator alive. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan, thank you so much. I really do appreciate this. This is a really cool gift. I don't know if this is one of these things that you're supposed to keep in the box or not, but I'm getting this thing out and I'm about to play with it right after we get off air. So this is going to sit on the desk, dude. This is so cool. I love it. I absolutely love it. Thank you so much, Dan. You're the man, Dan. You're the man, Dan. Bob Dan, the greatest moderator alive. Yeah, man. I remember sitting there during Y2K, and my sister was just freaking out, man, freaking out. And I think the whole thing when everything was going to turn into the 2000s was like the computers could not handle it, right? Like there was going to be another financial crisis and all this crazy shit. Oh man, it was funny. But man, this has got me pumped. I'm getting me one of these days. I'm going to get me a Cybertruck, guys. One of these days, you know what I mean? Jolene, Dan Bob is the best. Yeah, that's right. Uncle Tesla in the house. That's right. Uncle Tesla, baby. Yeah. Speaking of Tesla, how is Tesla doing? Let's take a little peeky gander at Tesla. So I remember after earnings came out, this thing just dropped. It seemed like he's just talking about so much crazy spending, man. He's spending all this money on these robots. I just think it's too early. He's talking about all these autonomous robots, and everybody's going to want one. They're going to be in your house. I mean, I don't know. I think old Uncle Tesla kind of went off the deep end. He should have just focused on the cars, but we'll see. We'll see how he does. Let's see. Dan Bob says if you keep it watered and daily sun, it will grow into a full-size Cybertruck. Well, I'm not going to test that theory, but I wish it were true. Jimmy Bright says, perfect gift, Dan Bob. He says, look at that crystal ball and see if you got what you got on Tesla. Yeah, baby, right here. There's that. That's another piece of fan mail. My boy B. Stewie. He's, because I was always saying, I don't have a crystal ball, but, and he's like, well, you got a crystal ball now, baby. I love it, man. I love it. I love the gifts. You guys are awesome, man. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate each and every one of you. So let's carry on, guys. Thank you, guys. Let's see. So we went over the state of the market. We got the unboxing. I got a Cybertruck. Maybe I put it somewhere behind me, just like all the other famous YouTubers do. They put their cool vehicles behind them. I'll put my Cybertruck behind me. Okay, so while we are here, one thing I want to just go over, let's take a look at my screen, guys. This is called self-preservation. I want you guys to do me a huge favor. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We'll refresh. Let's see what we're up to, guys. I'm going for a new goal today. Let's see if we can get up to 30. We already got 20 likes in this room, and there's 28 of you watching. What the hell you doing? Hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. This is the greatest YouTube show when it comes to the stock market and financial education. This is what we do. We come here, we have a good time, and if you can appreciate any of that, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, guys. This is what we're doing here. Eventually, we're going to be going live every single day in the morning, and while you are there, vote on the poll, guys. We have a question out. Will the earnings this week take the market higher? Will we end this week green? And what's great is next Sunday, we can review if the team was right. So the question is, will this earnings week take the market higher or lower? 74% of you are being positive right now and saying higher. We will end the week green. 26% of you say lower. We will end the week red. I'm really curious to see why you think that. Personally, I'm a little hesitant to say, I would love to see the market green. Obviously, if you have any type of investment vehicle, whether it's a 401k or a Roth IRA or even a side account where you're invested in the S&P 500, the VTI or VOO or whatever your choice is, your dividend payments, whatever it is, I would love to see you make money on those. So I'm always rooting for the market to go higher, but of course we don't have a crystal ball, at least a real one, to see what the actual market is going to do. Now, if we are getting rotation in the market and the money is going into small caps, we will see the S&P 500 follow very, very soon. But of course, this all could be a hoax and we'll get another blow off top and head lower. But so far, if the numbers are true and everything that I've studied in what Powell is reading with the CPI and the PPI and the inflation rate is coming down and him cutting rates sooner, then I think we can head higher. And that would be a very, very good sign. Okay, guys, let's stay on task here. Make sure if you want a broker or a charting platform and you don't have one already, make sure you use my link. We get a little kickback from that. It's probably the only way I get paid from doing all this hard work. Not that we need to get paid, but we like to get paid, right? Any way possible that we can. So make sure you use that link. It's the only thing that I ask of you guys other than the like and subscribe. We don't try to ask you to pay for anything except for if you're gonna get a charting platform, use the best charting platform that you could possibly have. And that's this one right here. Use that link for me, and if you end up signing up, because it's free, guys, it's absolutely free, just use the link. But if you want the essential plan, it's only like 15 bucks a month, and they give me a nice little kickback from that, and the more people I get, the better off we are. So let's carry on now. Earnings, guys, take a look at the screen here. We have a lot of earnings coming up. Check this out. Let me blow this up. So this is everything on the earnings. I'll get my head out of the way here for you guys. Look at everything on these earnings. We got McDonald's, Phillips, Oil States, CNA, Bank of Hope, F5, Tilray, Sprouts, Farmers Market, AMD, SoFi, PayPal, Pfizer, BP. Tuesday looks crazy. First Solar, Lemonade, Genie, JetBlue. Wednesday we have ARM and Meta, Qualcomm, Carvana, IoT, MasterCard, Kraftman Heinz, Norwegian, Boeing. I mean, this is crazy, guys. Thursday, Amazon, Apple, Intel, Coinbase, DraftKings, Roku, Crocs, Mobileye, Wayfair, SiriusXM Radio. Remember those guys? They're still alive. Let's see, Asbury on Friday, ExxonMobil, Chevron, Magna. I mean, we have everything coming out. You know, consumer discretionary, you have healthcare, Pfizer, you have oil as BP and ExxonMobil and Chevron. You got Starbucks even, Microsoft. You got Qualcomm, ARM, and AMD as your chips coming out. You have Meta. You also have your cruise liners like Norwegian and your flights like Boeing. This market is nuts this week, guys. It's absolutely nuts. And nobody in their right mind could really guess what's going to happen with all of this information coming out at once. Nobody has any idea. That's why we like to ingest this data in one specific area, and that is the S&P 500. A lot of people like to use the NASDAQ. I like the S&P 500. It takes all of the U.S. stocks, the 500 best U.S. stocks, and it has them in this area, and it gives you an overall judgment of how the market is doing. So if you can get on that, well, let's do it, baby. Let's just keep an eye on the price action. Price action is absolutely king in this situation. So as long as we keep a close eye on price action, we don't have to see every single earnings that come out. We don't need to understand every single thing that happens in the market. We can just look at price action on one of the best ETFs that has ever been out there since the dawn of time. This ETF has been showing price action and how well the overall market is doing. So let's just keep an eye on that. B. Stewie says, can I get a link to that Cybertruck? Hell yeah, you can, brother. We're going to hop in this thing and go find ourselves a 72 bubble top. I know I got the year wrong, B. Stewie, but we're gonna get a bubble top one of these days. Bob Dan has posted the TradingView affiliate link right there in the comments section. You guys are more than welcome to click on that, download it. It's absolutely free. If you decide to sign up for it, you're more than welcome to. And also, he has also posted on the earnings, all the best earnings like AMZN. So let's take a look at some of these guys. This is really important. So we have AMZN. This is going to be a big one. Amazon, guys. Now look, we're right back down here at an area of support. Let's just act like this area did not happen. And if we just go ahead and draw ourselves a little line right here off this base, you will start to see that we have a nice little uptrend here. See this nice little uptrend? Here's the thing. We had like this fake breakout. What's this white line? Well, if we zoom out here, guys, you guys will see I have marked the tops from all the way back here since 2021. AMZN has made these tops here. okay? And now we're back in this area, and we've been bonking our head on this top. Once, twice, and then this third time was almost the blow-off volume here as we come back down. Now, I'm not saying this is a true all. If we break this, we're going to hope that we can hold on to this, but we are below all of its moving averages. As this thing came up, we held this 50-day moving average for months, about 6 months, I'm guessing, about 6 months on this. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, about 6 months we held that 50-day moving average. Now we're below it. That's a bad sign. That's a bad sign for AMZN. So we will see very, very soon if AMZN can actually hold this area. So those earnings are coming out. Let's see. The earnings say they're coming out August 1st, which is a Thursday. So this Thursday, guys, let's be very, very careful with that. We also have Meta. Meta's going to be coming out with earnings, and you guys can see, we can just mark this out. Actually, the charting here, if you guys want, if you ever do get the trading view, in the swing trading school that we have, the very first video that's on there showed you exactly how we set up our charting platform. So you have the relative strength, so you have the average daily range up here, so you have my charting platform that you see in front of you, so you can follow and understand a little bit better, okay? Covey actually made that video for this crew, and it has been timeless. So thank you so much. Shout out to you, Covey, for doing that. So right here, we have this top and we have this base. This is just kind of where it's stuck in between right now. It's been stuck here for a little while. The last time that we had earnings on Meta, if you guys remember, this thing just had a colonoscopy. It just completely shit the bed. It came all the way down here and then found some support. Great buy area. If you can just grab them and go, this right here is a great area to buy in and hold on to it. Now, this is all hindsight. I didn't have the cojones. No way, dude. I'm not buying down here. Why? Because that's not my style. I like to wait for new higher lows. Now, I did make some money on Meta, I believe, on this base breakout. I believe there was some trends here that I made some money on Meta, but I would never just buy a bottom and hold for an RSI, relative strength index move where we have oversold and it bounces back up like a rubber band. I know a lot of people that like to play like that, but I just never found success in it. It's not part of my strategy. Okay, so this is Meta. We're kind of stuck in capitulation here in between two areas, if capitulation is the right word. Earnings is coming out. Let's take a little peeky gander here. That is Wednesday. The 31st, guys, is when this 31st, so this Wednesday. This Wednesday is going to be when Meta's earnings is coming out. All right, let's take a look. Microsoft. Microsoft is also coming out with earnings. Let's see. The earnings is in 2 days, guys. 2 days on the earnings. Now, Microsoft really kind of pulled back here. What happened, Microsoftist? The Micro's softest one. Old Billy Blank's gate. You guys remember Billy Blanks? So Microsoft here, there's a lot of junk on this. Let's just clean this up right now. All right, so if you look at Microsoft, you can see it's on this beautiful uptrend here. So let's just show you. This is a little bit of technical analysis here. You can just see this yellow line here, but I'm gonna get rid of all of this because it just looks ugly. But you got this beautiful uptrend here, right? Beautiful uptrend here. If it can hold this area, I think we can continue higher, but we are below all of its moving averages. Now with earnings coming out, that's going to change the whole dynamic, the whole situation here. So we will see very, very soon how the old softest one does. Let me get a little sip shawana here, and I'll play a little lo-fi for you. That's good stuff. That's good stuff, baby. All right, let's see what else we got for earnings. We have Apple. Let's not forget about Apple. Apple earnings is coming out. Now, Apple has been doing very, very well. Let's take a look at this here. As you can see here, we are still above a 50-day moving average, but below a declining 10 and 21. So we are having a pullback, but this is held up better than all the other Mag 7 stocks. Better than NVIDIA, even though NVIDIA has pushed up much, much higher. It's done an absolute amazing job the past 2 years showing itself as a leader, right? Now, AAPL, Apple, this thing is still holding up better than most as everything has pulled back very, very hard. Apple is holding up better than the most. Let's take a look what else we have here. We have ARM. So ARM is a big one, guys. ARM, a lot of people are watching ARM, but we're below a 50-day moving average. So it's not looking too well. Now remember, I'm doing technical analysis on this, but everything can change. Everything can change because earnings is in 3 days. So keep that in mind. If we get a big gap up, let's say we take the market by surprise and we gap up over all of these, all of this area, you're going to see immediately people are going to be risk on and buying like crazy. That's a big thing here, guys. So pay attention to these huge earnings. So ARM is a big one. Let's take a look at coin as well. So coin, we know as we look at coin, we need to take a look at Bitcoin, right? Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been pushing up. We're almost back to those all-time highs here at 1.44. We're sitting at 1.35 currently. Actually, this is the market cap. But regardless, it's still the same technical pattern. You can see we're getting very, very close to those all-time highs. And you know that coin follows it. Now, not all the time does coin follow it, but you can see these look quite similar. So here's Bitcoin. If you take a look at my screen, here is Bitcoin just trading sideways within this range. And here is coin, which has earnings in 4 days. You can see it's also created this range. So I do think that coin, if Bitcoin breaks out, coin will follow, as Bitcoin has always been the leader in the overall market, okay? Let's see what else we have for the most anticipated earnings. We have Mara, lovely Mara. Mara is also one of those data processing services that are also known as a Bitcoin miner. So they're also going to follow Bitcoin. But the issue with this is, as Bitcoin heads higher, you can see Mara, lovely Mara, is heading lower. So it does not look like too much of a leader, but earnings can change all of that if they show that they are bearing fruit, okay? What else do we have here? We have Wing and CVNA. So Wing has been a leader in the market for quite some time. If you guys were with me, we talked about Wing for a while as I showed that the restaurant sector, when it came to Chipotle and Wing and I think it was Sweet Green, Kava, they were all doing so well. It was such a hot sector. They were such obvious trades, and they were very hard to trade, some of them, if you couldn't catch the right base or trend breaks, or you weren't having the right risk management inside of those. Now, if we look at Wing, you can see this expansion here was extremely large as it went all the way up to 431 and now has pulled back to 366. It's below all of its moving averages, and earnings comes out in 3 days. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens with Wing on earnings. Well, it sounds like my baby is having a hard time going to sleep, so excuse all of that. And then, of course, we have, I believe it was Kava? No, CVNA. CVNA, baby. Oh, Carvana. So now, I've been watching Carvana for a while. Actually, there was a beautiful trend breakout on Carvana here. I actually had this marked out, and I didn't end up taking it because it did not get tight enough, guys. It didn't get tight enough. It was still a good trade. You can see the trend right here that I had marked out, as this average daily range was at 6.32 and its RS rating is at 99. And when it was all the way down here, they were talking about bankruptcy. I remember the news of bankruptcy coming out of this thing, and then it just launched to the north side, which was just crazy to think. I don't know why or what causes that at times, but I do know that if you pay close attention to these, you'll see it in the price action. And sure enough, my question is, though, what happens during these earnings? We've seen this earnings launch this thing up higher as it got stuck in a trading trend and created a nice cup with handle and headed higher. And now we're just kind of in a new trend back down, retesting this area. Earnings comes out in 3 days, so that's going to be a very, very interesting one. Keep that on your watch list as well. Okay, guys, so that's going to be our most anticipated earnings that we have coming up here. These are going to be moving the market. There is so much truth in that. So make sure you are staying vigilant with this, guys, because it will move the market. Absolutely. All right, let's see what else we got. So one of the biggest things that I need to point out, guys, the biggest things is this economic calendar, okay? The economic calendar here, why do I want to point this out? Because not only does earnings hold a ton of weight, But this economic calendar that I'm going to be talking about for just a minute is going to hold a ton of weight as well. Okay, you have consumers' confidence on Tuesday and job openings also on Tuesday. They both come out at 10 a.m. That's after the market's already open, about 30 minutes into the market day. You're going to get a big flood of data. Okay, it's gonna punch whatever you're trading in the flippin' face. And then Wednesday, you have non-farm payroll. I'm sorry, non-farm employment. And then you got the PMI. Then you have the FOMC statement. And then Wednesday, July 31st, the Fed rate decision, okay, at 2 p.m. Just shortly after that, 30 minutes after 2, so 2:30, you have the FOMC press conference. I will be streaming this live, so make sure you mark your calendars. We will be streaming this whole thing live. This is a huge deal, guys. Now, when it comes to this press conference, we need to understand why this is so serious. Well, because China has cut their rates earlier than expected. Some people are speculating we might cut sooner as well. Now, if we bring up the CME Fed tool, you'll see that our data gives us that we will not be. Okay, there's a 4.1% chance that we might cut sooner. But this data shows the target rate probabilities for July 31st is 95.9% chance that we have a rate stay at 5.5%. Okay, now if this comes out and Papa Powell surprises us that we are going to get a quarter of a rate cut, or God forbid if it's a half a point, we are going to see the market have extreme volatility. My best guess is it will be to the north side. You'll see a lot of things getting bought up very, very fast. Now, I don't think this is going to happen, obviously, because, if we're going to put money on it, I'm guessing it's not going to happen until September. And as you guys can see, in September, we have an 85.8% chance to come down that quarter of a basis point. We want to see the Feds cutting rates. It will facilitate spending. It will facilitate jobs. It will help a lot of people out with jobs, and we won't have to fear so much of that recession. As if we zoom all the way back here to December, you'll see 3/4 of a basis point is most likely. So 3 rate cuts is what we're looking at by December, is what we have the analysts telling us. That actually the target rate probability for the December 18th Fed meeting is going to be 3 rate cuts of 1/4 of a basis point. So July, why do we want to stay focused on that? Simply because if old Papa Powell comes out at 2:30, well, we stream this live. I want each and every one of you to be here with me when he gets to chat, because sometimes when he drops that mic, he drops the market with it. And we want to be here to see exactly why and watch things capitulate. Okay, so that's what we have on the economic calendar. Then after that, Thursday, we have initial jobless claims coming out at 8:30. We have PMI coming out at 10 o'clock. And then on Friday, we have non-farm payroll and the unemployment rate also coming out. So aside from the crazy earnings that we have coming out, all the biggest guys, we also have some crazy economic calendars coming out here. So excuse me if you guys can hear my baby. That's crazy. He usually does not cry that loud. All right, so that's what we have going on for the economic calendar. That is just, it's going to be bonkers, guys. It's going to be absolutely bonkers. It looks like Dan the greatest moderator alive, has sent that link out to B Stewie. B Stewie, don't be getting that. Don't be taking that from me. Zamora's here. What's going on, Zamora? Dan Pop says Benadryl and whiskey gets them asleep. Yeah, I know. It gets everybody to sleep, right? Dan Bob also posted that link tree up for us, guys. You can just go ahead and look right here. You don't have to be scared. If it's Dan Bob, you can click it. Just click it, lick it. I'll see you later. Bye. And then you can scroll right down here. You got the YouTube, the Discord, the Trading View, the Instagram, the TikTok, the Facebook. Just do it. Do it now. It doesn't hurt. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, guys. Make sure that you hit that live button too. Right here's that live button. If you're all the way back here and you click this live button, bam, you're right here, you're right now. Zell is in the building. What's going on, Zell? It's good to see you, brother. Hi, Zamora and Zell. Jolene says, Jolene. Oh, sweet Jolene. Zell, it's good to see you, brother. So, gents, that's me in the thumbnail and in the Discord. Yeah, baby. Good to see you, brother. Let's see. I'm old and blind and can barely see avatars. Oh my gosh. I'm not laughing that you're old and blind. I just think it's funny because nobody can see the avatars. You don't have to be old or blind. All right, guys, let's see what we have coming up next. So we went over the economic calendar, the CME. What do you think's next, guys? What do you think's next? I need everybody to be excited for this because we have came out with some epic watch lists, and now we have another epic watch list. FBI, open up! The FBI's here, and they're here for the watch list too. But here's the thing, I need everybody to get pumped up. Are you ready for the watch list, baby? I can't hear you! Let's do this, baby. I am so pumped. We scoured the market to find the best of the best. We even have our good friend Paul that comes, and he is the scan master. And he says, listen here, I know you got a long list, but I can make it better. And he does. We have the best, the highest, the fastest RS stocks and the fastest with the average daily range. So pay attention, because if you've made it this far, I'm proud of you. If you're just showing up, well, you're cheating the system, baby. But yeah, let's go ahead and go through this. I hope you're ready. All right, some of these are going to be small cap stocks, and you have to understand that some of these we definitely have to keep a close eye on. The main thing that we need to keep an eye on when it comes to these guys is when is the earnings, okay? So a lot of these are getting ruined by earnings, but you need to understand the beautiful thing about all of this, guys, the beautiful thing about all this is we're starting to see setups. When you start to see setups, that's a good thing in the overall market, okay? Because when we were at the top, I believe Covey started calling it out first. He said, I don't see any setups. We still found a couple of small setups, you know, just one or two. We were taking them. We were still making money. And the market went up a little bit higher, right? And then what happened? We didn't see any more setups. And then there was only maybe one or two again. And they just weren't worth taking because there was no volume on them, right? Well, sure enough, that's the opposite now. Now we're starting to see a lot of setups. None of them are RGSs or NEEs. Now we'll start with that. Here's RGS. Okay, look at this. This is the setup that we want to see. See how clean this is? Big push up, a pullback, and it gets very, very tight before it explodes. Congratulations, Mo Wealth, for taking this trade. We did not get in this because it was too far from our buy-in area and we didn't see volume when it happened. But we did call this out. It was on the daily watch list. We were talking about this for 3 days before it set up, but we could not take it due to our strategy on the volume and the market conditions. But it was a beautiful setup. This is exactly what we're looking for here, guys, and that's what we want to see. Same thing with NNE. These are the things that we keep very, very close eyes on. If you look all the way back here on the daily, you'll see that NNE had a big push up on volume, a nice clean pullback. It started to get really, really tight here on that 10-day moving average, and then the expansion came on volume. We made a lot of money trading this. So when we go through these, we want to see those same setups, and you can see right here, we have one of those same setups. Now, I would have liked to see some more days here. This may even pull back and show me something more like this, where we can still pull back and get tight on this 10-day moving average. And that's what I would like to see, as this market capitalization is 414 million. So it is a small cap stock. And also, the Holdings Corp, this is a producer and manufacturer, so it's not in the hottest sector, but it at least is showing very, very good things. Let's see here. We have AUR. So I really like AUR. The issue with AUR, 3 days, we have earnings. That's a big issue here, guys, is earnings is in 3 days. You're going to see a lot of beautiful setups like this, but the earnings are beginning coming out soon. So I'm just happy to see the setups, but I will not take these trades because the earnings are coming out so soon. We also have EVGO, which is in the same area. The technology services or package software is AUR, so EVGO is in that same. It's in the retail trade nonetheless, but they have to do with cars. I think this is more of charging stations, but it's starting to get tight here. I was hoping to see a couple more tight days, but what's the issue? 4 days. It has earnings. We also have DHAI. This one actually was pointed out to me by Covey a couple days ago. This thing's holding the 21-day moving average. It's getting really tight here right now. I really like the look of this thing as it's gotten really, really tight. Had 2 inside days now, and it's squatting down on that 21-day moving average. Its average daily range is 7% with an RS rating of 98. So I definitely want to keep that on our watch list. And guys, I have about 10 stocks that I'm going to run through here. Now is the time to put in your chat right now. Put it in the chat group right here. I'm throwing some love your way right now. If you have a ticker that you don't see on my list over here on the right-hand side and you want me to go over it, or if there's any ticker out there that you want me to take a little peeky gander at and do some technical analysis on it, I will give you my honest opinion. It might not be the way I trade, and I'm always going to refer you to our swing trading school if you don't trade the way I trade, but that's okay if you don't. If you don't want me to give you my technical analysis, or if you want my technical analysis but you see it a different way, then put in the chat why you think it, or why you bought it, or what's in it, or your thoughts. We'll be happy to go over it. I do have an open bias when it comes to that, but if you just give me the ticker symbol, I'm going to give you my honest opinion on how I trade. We also have HUMA. You can see we get a big push up on volume, a pullback. It's starting to surf this 10-day moving average. We had a fake breakout here. I called this out in chat, but as it pulled back, I called this out and I said, I'm hands off because obviously we're not in the right market conditions for this. Now, this is a smaller cap, so I would like to see it get tight after a fake breakout, get really, really tight, and then break out to the north side. We'll see what happens there. We also have KOSS. Now, this is not how I really like to see things form up. I much rather see these things come back up to their trend line and pull back. This thing is getting very tight. I do have an alert set at 10.13, so a clean break of this $10 area on volume. This might pose a good trade as it is 87 million shares in the market capitalization. So it's between that, it's in that small cap area. And if we can get this thing to break out on volume, I think it has a chance to continue higher. This isn't a consumer durables, and they do actually show that they are bringing home some money here. As you can see over here on the right-hand side, the beautiful charting platform that I have here shows this nice little chart here that shows the earnings. The net margin is starting to just get ramped up here. So this KOSS is looking really, really nice. It says it engages in the design, manufacture, and sale of stereo headphones and accessories. Its products include wireless, ear clip, over-ear, and earphones, Bluetooth speakers and cushions, cases, cables, and apparel accessories. So, I don't know how much damage they're going to do in the overall market, but if people are buying it and they start to show fruitful numbers, this would be great to see this stock continuing higher. With an RS rating of 99 and its average daily range at 29%, this is a make or break, rip your damn face off kind of trade. So be careful if you're looking at trading something like this. We have AKRO. Dan Bob, I seen that you put twist in there, TWST. We'll definitely go over that. And if you guys have anything that you want to add to it, throw it in the chat. This one's for me, not for you. It's time for a sip shawana, baby. All right, I threw this one on here. I don't really care for it, but it did look pretty nice above all of its moving averages. It got tight on this 10-day, and then I showed a base forming here. It broke out of its base, and now it pulled back. It's retesting, but it's on no volume, and it's a very shit ticker. RVMD. You can see here, it's getting tight on the 10-day. This is in medicines. So if you're in health technology, you'll know that that sector has been hot. We'll see if that sector continues to be hot. And this is a 7.66 billion market cap. So it's not in the small caps by any means. But if this thing can get nice and tight and break through this base of $48 on volume, I have my alert set there so I can be alerted and let you guys know. We also have MediWound, which is MDWD. Right here is the ticker symbol. This is also in the health technology. This is a mid cap at 183 million. Maybe that's a small cap. Depends on what you take your criteria. Let's see, what is small and... We'll just take a little peeky gander here and see what Google says. So mid cap between 2 and 10 billion. Yeah. So this is still a small cap. So anything below 2 billion, they're considering is a small cap. So I feel like that number's changed since when I started trading. But yeah, anything between, and that would make sense because now we have stocks that are in the trillions, right? Which are mega caps. But yeah, I think they keep pushing that number up each year because the market cap for things are getting so swelled by the numbers. But anyway, this is a small cap MDWD, so definitely keep this on your watch list because it's not only in a hot sector, but it's also in an ETF that is considered a small caps, which are hot. This moves 9% and has an RS rating of 97, so that looks good. Now, I don't know about you guys. I have a few stocks that are in these small caps, but they're very, very fast movers. Like this is 16%. And I've been looking at these like on the hourly. This is not something that I want you guys to play, but I just want to point out it's in the same realm of our plays. As you can see, it pushes up, it pulls back, it starts to get really, really tight, surfing a 10 hourly moving average, but this is the hourly time frame, so don't get it confused with the daily. These are very, very fast movers and can be very, very scary. Jack's in the building. Hey, it's Jack looking at getting into the stock market. MJJ don't play. No, they don't, baby. Jack is a very young man who likes to just kick my butt in jiu-jitsu. I'm glad to see you in here, buddy. Thanks for stopping in and saying hi. And yeah, brother, for as young as you are, if you get into the stock market now, I promise you, by the time you're my age, you will be a millionaire for such a hard worker as you are. And I promise you when I say that, as long as you put in the time and start dumping some money into the S&P 500, whether it be the VTI or the VOO, your money will compound very, very quick. You can reinvest those dividends as they come in. And by the time you're my age, you will have close to $1 million. And I can promise you that if you really stick to it. But it's good to see you, Jack. Thank you so much for joining up, brother. You are such a huge supporter of this channel, man. And I'm surprised it's the first time seeing you in an actual live show. So thanks for joining us, man. So yeah, I'm keeping an eye on NUZE. This is a very, very speculative stock, guys. I'm keeping it on my watch list. I don't think you need to keep it on yours. This isn't something, if I do trade something like this, it's going to be on very small share size. Like literally, I am only going to take probably a $20 risk on this. Okay, that's how small this is, because if you're not aware of it, we are taking a new grouping of data. So once I get enough data on these small and mid caps, once we get enough data on these small caps specifically, and we learn this new correlation on how to trade this, we will relay this information so that way we have more plays, more trades that we can do rather than just longing large and mega cap stocks or mid cap stocks. We'll have a new way of playing on a 5 and hourly time frame. So just keep that in mind, guys. We are always working in the background. We are always doing our best to compile data to bring you the best information that we can so we have more ways of trading. Okay. Next up, we have SGMO. You can see how beautifully nice this is getting also on the hourly. As it pushed up and it's pulled back, it's getting very tight on the hourly as well. But do keep in mind, if we look at the daily, it's very well extended. It's not something I suggest anybody keeping an eye on. Now, take a look at this though. So this is MIRA. This is in the pharmaceuticals, the health technology, hot sector. It's also only a 40 million market cap. So you need to understand, guys, that this is setting up exactly how I want it to. So this is the daily, okay? Here is your 10-day moving average. I want to give this some more time. So let's say it does one of these right here, okay? And it gets tight. Well, this 10-day moving average comes up. I'd like to see another day on this at least. And then if this thing can rip tater chip to the north side, we will see MIRA getting called out in the daily watch list as well in our Discord to see this thing head much, much higher very, very soon. So this is one of my top watches on MIRA. You can see on the daily it's setting up well. If you want to see it a little cleaner, you can look at it on the hourly, but I am going to take this as a daily trend break. So this is definitely one you want to keep on your watch list, but keep in mind, you need to be very, very careful with the S&P 500 where it is, with everything that's going on in the overall market. We have VFC. Let me throw this up on the daily, and you guys will see exactly why I like VFC. Now, VFC, you're gonna, this is the consumer durable apparel and footwear. You can see a nice push up on volume right here, and then a pullback and some sideways action. What I don't like about it right off the get is it's only got a 52 RS rating. I'm just keeping this on my watch list just to kind of see what happens. I will not be taking a trade on this at all though. We have LNTH, and I'm gonna run through these quick, and then we're gonna go through what you guys have up in the chat. So LNTH is looking really tight here. We don't have any new higher lows yet. That's my biggest issue with this. We get a big push up, a pullback, and it gets tight, but we don't have a new higher low. So it's not really moving the way I want to see it. But I have it on my watch list. I'm going to set my alert right here. We're going to just see how it trades. So I like to keep an eye on some stuff. Now, here's another good one. WGS, guys. WGS is looking really good here. I like WGS. It's in the health service. It looks like a leader in this market. You guys can see right here, we get this big push up. You can see this consolidated area. This is a base on top of a base. If you guys remember me telling you, a base on top of a base can be an extremely strong stock to keep an eye on. As it gets really tight here with three inside days here, surfing that 10-day moving average. WGS can be extremely powerful, so do keep that in mind. We also have CDNA, which is also in the healthcare sector. Can you guys guess what a hot sector is? That is definitely healthcare. It's what's getting the most setups as we get this beautiful cup with handle. If it breaks out of this area, CDNA is going to be a beautiful move. CDNA. So that's looking really good. I'm just going to set my alert to the top of that so we don't forget about that one. And we have a few others. This is ZAP. If you guys remember, I drew this out. It broke this 10-day moving average, but you guys can see my funny little depiction right here as we were here at some time, and I said, well, ZAP looks good. I don't expect it to break out here. I expect it to come back down, bounce off this 10-day, and then get tight right here. Well, ZAP broke the 10-day. It's still holding the 21-day, so I don't care for it because, well, actually, it's holding a new higher low, so that's nice. It's getting really tight here, so maybe it does break out. We'll definitely keep an eye on that. It is in the financial conglomerates. So that's nice. And it's also a small cap. So that's a double whammy. We'll see if this thing wants to continue to hold. And if it does, I'm definitely going to keep ZAP on my watch list. And I'm going to set an alert right above that area right now. So if it does get some good volume coming in there, I can be one of the first people in it. So we'll keep an eye on that. So as I just want to reinstate, guys, I am risk off, but if we get multiple things that line up, meaning it's a small cap and it's in a hot sector, meaning health and technology or financials, then I will take the trade, okay? So I am risk off unless all the stars line up. It needs to be in a hot sector and it needs to be in a small cap group because these small caps are above a 21-day moving average and the hot sectors are still holding up as we are capitulating in the market trying to hold a 50-day moving average. The reasons behind that is because if the overall market starts to head higher and I'm in a hot sector and in a small cap and the market starts to head higher, you're going to see these things absolutely explode, and that's the risk I am willing to take. Let's see. We have AP here. AP is looking good. It's more of a we're just going to keep an eye on this. Big push up, higher pullback, but look at that RS rating. So I don't really care for it, but I do like this structure. You guys know I like the structure. A big push up, a nice pullback, consolidating 3 tight days here. If this thing gets to ripping, this might be one that we want to keep an eye on. So we're just going to throw this on the watch list because if some of these small cap stocks that have been beaten down for a while really get to moving, it's just something that we want to at least keep our eye on, right? Okay. We have 2 more, and then we'll go over your stocks and the questions that you have in there. Let's see. So we got LB. So this is a recent IPO. They have earnings in about 10 days. That still gives us time to play this for about a week. If this thing can break out higher before earnings and to get to ripping, we're going to be there to take this. LB is a nice looking stock. It's considered a small cap stock still. We'll see what this thing wants to do as it breaks out of this trend. We called this out in the Discord on Friday, but it wasn't enough volume to really want to get a hold of this, and plus we're risk off. But let's see, this is in finance as well. You're going to see, healthcare and finance. It's the only thing that's really working. So we're going to keep an eye on that. And this last one's also finance as well. This is one of my favorite stocks here. Its RS rating's close to that 90. It also moves over at 4%. This is 5.11% on the ADR. Huge cup, nice handle, getting tight, riding that 10-day moving average. Now, if this breaks out higher, this is one of my main watches. I would love to see this thing take off higher as it's in a very small market cap at 612 million, and it's in a hot sector, so this is definitely one to keep on your watch list. Bruh. Time to look at the chat. Now, I know that we have so much going on, but I would not forget about you. Let's see what we got. TWST for Dan Bob Dan. TWST, let's take a little peeky gander, shall we? TWST, this is a relative strength of 98. That's what we want to see with an average daily range of 5.67. I can guarantee, yes, biotech. So it is in health technology. It's holding out very, very well. You can see this beautiful trend that we drew out here a couple of weeks ago, it looks like. Beautiful, beautiful trend. It looks like it broke through on higher than volume than the past 3 days on the daily time frame. It was a nice little trend that we drew out here a couple weeks ago. It would have been nice to be able to get a part of that. Who knows what the 5-minute looked like at the time. It pushed up higher, pulled back, still riding that 10-day moving average, and now is forming a base at this top. So let's take a little peeky gander. There's a base right at this top. We can mark it out in the white. So if Twist wants to break out of this area, that'd be great. But we got to keep in mind, earnings are in 5 days. 5 days. So keep that in mind. All right. Let's see here. Yankee, do I have any recommendations on dividend stocks? I'll tell you, the only dividend stock that I point out is VTI and VOO. Okay, VTI is the Vanguard ETF that follows the S&P 500. This is more, I think, so I do VTI and VOO. I think VTI follows more of mid caps. They don't have all the S&P. No, actually, VTI follows the overall global market, where VOO follows more of the S&P 500. So this is the global market right here. This pays a dividend of 1.36%. So you do the math on that. And then VOO. Now, keep in mind, these are very slow movers. They don't even move 1% of the market. It's the safest way to put your money in here, because if we zoom all the way out since what is it? I don't even know. I think all the data that's going to give me for this one is like 2014, but I'm pretty sure it's like 1995 since this thing, I don't even know when it came out, but it is the safest way to go. It really is the safest way to go. I see you, Michael. We'll get to you in just a second. So those are the only dividend stocks that I really want to give any advice on. Like those are the only, I don't look at stocks and go, oh, I'm going to buy this because of the dividend, because I'm not at that point in my life where I'm trying to park my money in safe spots just to earn dividend money, okay? If I were to do anything, I would park my money in VTI or VOO and then earn money off the interest, right? So I don't mess with dividends, but I have a grandfather who that's what he likes to do. He likes to find his favorite stocks and what pays a good dividend, and he parks all of his money there and then just lives off the dividends, So that might be something that you want to do. That would be kind of cool, but I just do VTI and VOO, and currently I'm not in either one because we broke the 21-day moving average, okay? Let's see here. What do we got? Yeah, LBPH. So I think I had that on my watch list, brother. And yeah, the earnings comes out in 4 days. But we were looking at this. It's a pharmaceutical. We actually called this out in Discord a couple days ago as it did break out. And it did break out on a little bit higher volume. The issue, obviously, earnings. And I always say it, earnings pretty much ruins everything. You're having a good time, and here comes earnings right around the corner. All right, we're going to go over what Michael's got for us. It looks like he's got a couple of good points in there. But before we carry on, guys, we are almost to our goal of 30 likes. So if you have joined us just recently, do me a huge favor. Hit that like button, brother. Hit that like button, sister. Let's make sure we get 30 likes. Let me know if you did it, because if you hit that like button, I would be ecstatic. We'll hit a new record of 30 likes. That's what we need right now, baby. So hit that like button. I would love to see it. Let me know when you do, and I will thank you greatly. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing. I work my ass off for this, and so do many other people like Covey and Dan, Bob Dan, the greatest moderator alive. We also have Jolene working in the background as well. We got 30 votes on the poll. I think we can get 30 likes. Let's get it, baby. Hit that like button for me. I would really appreciate it. And then, of course, if you would be so kind, click this more button. You can scroll down here, click this link tree, and you'll see I have my YouTube on here. You can go here and you can see this beautiful swing trading school right here. You can learn how to set up your brokerage right here. We show you exactly how we do things. We also have Covey with the base breakouts and myself with the trend breakouts. We also have an EP strategy, risk management. We got it all, baby. How to trade on volume. We also have what candlestick patterns are if you're just getting started. What's PDT rule? We have a little bit of everything for you, especially if you're new to trading. So go ahead and click on that. And then, of course, if you want this trading view, click trading view right here, and you can download this for absolutely $0.00. If you do end up paying for it, even though it's a free platform, if you pay for it, it gives me a little kickback. It's a good way to support me if that's what you want to do, because we don't ask anything for you except for to use my link and use this free account. And if you want to sign up for the Essential Plan, you're more than welcome to. So let's go ahead and refresh. Let's just say, are we up to 30 yet? Drum roll, baby. We got 31. Let's go, baby. Let's go. That makes me happy. Let's go.
Another one.
All right. Thank you guys so much for that. We just beat our goal. That's exactly what we want. We are goal-oriented around here. And now let's go ahead and get this thing a-poppin'. Michael Anthony says WGS. So he says WGS going to report earnings July 30th. Better about being it. CNC is a real insurance that reports last week to pop, but CVS could turn around story with health insurance. So let's take a look at CVS. Yeah, so CVS, it's a little bit slower of a mover. That's why we don't really chat about this at 2.57%. The issue with CVS, I can already see it. Let me just go ahead and zoom out here. It's been beaten down quite some time. Now, this can be great for earnings though, okay? So CVS getting beat down like this, and I have a CVS around my house that looks like they're getting ready to close shop. We're below a 200 declining 200-day moving average, and the ERS, the relative strength, is much lower. But what Michael's pointing out here is they could beat, right? They could turn around story with health insurance. That would be awesome. If CVS ended up going to the health insurance sector, they could really turn around. And if they do something like that, and let's say they do come out with that, that could be a news catalyst that CVS needs. So this is a great story. I don't know, did you get that story somewhere, Michael Anthony? If you can you throw that up in our Discord, or give us the link so we can read all about it? That would be very interesting to see if CVS can turn around with a story for health insurance. That could be the catalyst they need to really get ripping here. And if earnings comes out with a surprise and gets up above a lot of these areas, this could be an episodic pivot, but it really needs to get moving here, okay? Let's see what else we got from Michael. EW and LY and never seen HELE under 100 until earnings of last week, and a big move Friday on all of these. So what sector is this? So EW, he said EW, LY, I got nothing on this. Edwards Life Science Corporation, EW, LW, and HELE. So wow, this thing is really beat down right now. Consumer non-durables and HELE. Yeah, so Michael, I think you have a different way of trading than I do, which is totally fine. But, you know, we don't play beat down stocks like this. The reason why we don't is I like to see the strength. You know, I like to see the strength. Instead of trying to guess the bottom or buy a bottom like this, you know, what I want to see is something pop up here and show the strength, and then pull back and show that it's retested that price action and then continue higher. That's what I like to see. We use the CAN-SLIM method, CANSLIM, and CAN-SLIM shows you current quarterly earnings, the annual earnings, as long as those looking good. And if we look at these, you can see they are slowly losing money. You know, you can see that they're slowly losing money. The quarterly, they're losing their net margin. We want to be in the right market direction, so that right now we're below a 21-day moving average, and this is a large to mega cap stock at 1.35 billion. So that would actually be mid to large cap, and the large caps are not doing good right now. So we're not in the right market direction. If we look at the news, I would imagine they probably don't have any news that is stating that they're having new management or a new product or something like that coming out. And when it comes to the sector to consumer durables, home furnishings, I don't think that's a hot sector right now. So not to really bash this one specific stock or the way anybody else trades, it's just not how I trade. I don't like playing stocks that are this beaten down. Of course, there can be a trade in them, but when we're below a 200-day moving average, my grandma has always said nothing good happens below a 200-day moving average. So this is definitely not going to be on my watch list. Dan Bob Dan, the greatest moderator alive, has posted my link tree in the chat. So thank you very much for that. B Stewie says, I'm still watching INSG, but the earnings though. Yeah, man. Earnings ruins everything, guys. It ruins everything. Why? Earnings comes out in about 10 days. We still have a little bit of time to play this, but it's broken down. It's 10, 21-day moving averages. We can also see, like, my biggest thing when I look at something like this is, let's just take this here. You can see it has this beautiful uptrend, right? And if we just follow this uptrend from this base here, from its previous earnings gap up, like big earnings gap up, pops up, it pulls back, it forms this trend. This would have been a great area to get in as it pushed up much higher and then pulled back again. Another good area to get in. But the issue is it's broken this trend. It's broken this 21-day moving average that it's held on to for so long. And now it's trying to hold on to this 50-day moving average, okay? So, you know, to me, it just seems like this momentum has passed, right? And we're looking for new momentum. We're looking for new leaders. We're looking for new stocks after this S&P 500 has pulled back. And we know those new leaders are starting to pop up in these small and mid-cap stocks. So not necessarily one that I'm going to keep an eye on, but B. Stewie, you have been doing some kick-ass things lately. So I want you to keep this on your watch list, and, you know, maybe this forms a base and maybe it starts to break out higher and makes new higher highs over that 1342. I don't know, but it's not on my watch list. Michael Anthony says CVS does own a health insurance business, and the stores is the main problem, is why shares are down. Yeah, I can see that, because if we use the if we just use our, you know, our visual input, you know, I'm close to Monroe. If I venture into Monroe, there's a CVS there, and it just, you know, it doesn't look like it's doing too good to me. I feel like anybody going to CVS is like an old timer, you know. So yeah, hopefully that CVS, their health insurance business, starts to turn things around and they really start to do better, because they need something. They need something. Like you said, their stores are starting to, you know, hurt them. And you can see that clearly in their stock. They're at a all-time low from, wow, the last time they've been this low was all the way back here in 2020, guys. 2020 was the last time they were down here at this low. With an RS rating of 20, it's not looking good for CVS. So we'll see what they have going on. All right. So I don't know. What do you guys think? You know, the market's been pretty good to us. It's favored us for the longest time. And the S&P 500 now is still below that 21-day moving average, trying to hold its head above that water on that 50-day moving average. Will it hold? The question was asked, though. The vote is in. The question was, will earnings this week take the market higher or lower? Right here are the earnings, and the results are in, ladies and gentlemen. I'll just go ahead and publish this. We're going to end the poll now, and we had 66% of you say that the market will end higher this week. 65% of you are saying, hey, congrats. Oh, I haven't fixed that yet. We just got a new subscriber. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you're not shy, throw it in the chat. Let me know that you subscribed. I want to give you a shout out, so thank you very much for that. But we asked you, will the earnings this week take the market higher? The 65% of you said yes, this week we will end up green, and 34% of you said lower this week. We're going to end red, 34% of you. So next Sunday, we're going to bring this back up. We're going to ask again, or we'll actually bring this up, and we'll figure out who is right and who is wrong. We're going to call each and every one of you out. We're going to say, you were wrong. You were wrong. You are so wrong, and you were right. We'll see very, very soon, ladies and gentlemen, because this earnings is going to be crazy. This is going to be one crazy, crazy week. So I hope everybody is ready and prepared. You got a good watch list. It's something, you know, a lot of people always feel like they need to be doing something, but the biggest thing here is to know and understand that, plain and simple, choosing not to trade is a choice too. As a trader, it is a choice too, okay? All right, guys, let's go ahead and end this. I want to tell you all, thank you very much. I will see everybody out. Anybody that has text or said anything in the chat, I'm 100% going to give you a shout out at the end of the show. So thank you so much for being here. I will usher you out with the Rip Rip Tater Chip background, but I just want to say thank you guys so much for joining me. This was an amazing show, probably one of the best shows that we've had. We've got over 32 likes, and we had plenty of people watching in here. That's going to help bring up that watch time hour, baby. Let's do this. Michael says HELE, which you never see under $100. EW, yeah, we looked at those. But now the American food companies could work since inflation's coming down, like CAG and others. No, I totally understand that. I like that you have you have some evidence to kind of back that up. It's just I don't care for these beat down stocks. I want to see them capitulate. Let them rip up higher. Let them pull back. Let them show new higher lows. This actually is showing new higher lows, just getting above 200-day moving average, but it's just a slow mover at 2%. Now, you're not going to make millions on 2% with an RS rating at 35. So that's just the way I'm looking at it. But this might be your type of plays. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for being a part of this. You know, I absolutely love you guys being here, and I will happily see you guys out. So thank you so much, and we will see you guys very, very soon. Dan, Bob, Dan, the greatest moderator alive. Thank you so much for that gift today. You are the man. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Michael Anthony, thank you so much for joining us. I love you popping in here. I love you giving your thoughts. I know our ideas don't line up so much, but I definitely love that you're articulating what you like and what you don't like about the market, and you are showing up when you need to be. Muley, it's good to see you. Girl, what's up, girl? It's good to see you in here. Love seeing you learning, Muley. Love seeing you out there getting it, baby. Covey, my man, my boy, my dog. What's going on, brother? Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you doing everything that you do for this. B. Stewie. Yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Sprinkles, baby. Sprinkles. Let's go, B. Stewie. Let's go. Good to see you, man. We're going to have a good day tomorrow morning. Damn Yankee. That damn Yankee. It's good to see you, brother. Glad you're in here. And thank you so much for joining us. Jolene. Awesome that you're here. Thank you so much for joining us, Jolene. Jack the man. Pepper Jack. Spicy Jack. Thank you so much for joining, brother. Happy you were in here. Glad. We'll see you in August, brother. I'm coming back. My foot's good. My knee's good. I'm ready to kick some ass, take some names, baby. MJJ, don't play. Let's see. Zell. Yeah, baby. Zell, you're becoming a regular, man. Zell, baby. Let's do this, Zell. Who else we got? Zamora. Always stopping in and saying hello. It's good to see you, Zamora. Who else we got? Jimmy, my man. Jimmy Bright. Stephanie Swan stopped in, too, to say hello. Good to see you. Chris Smith, my boy. It's good to see you, man. That Y2K thing. Man, that brought back some memories for sure. Nalani, good to see you, brother. Thank you so much for stopping in. Always good to see you. Robert Tainch, thank you so much for stopping in, brother. All right. I think that's everybody, guys. I think that's everybody. Everybody in the club getting tips. It was a good show. Michael Anthony says there was 3 different railroads reported last week that beat, which popped, and now CSX hasn't reported, is the only one buying for earnings. Let's take a look at CSX. So they got earnings coming out They don't have earnings for a while. They are beat down. Are you sure it's CXS? No, CSX. I think I did it backwards. 8 days. Yeah, they're coming out with earnings in 8 days, Michael. The 63 bubble top beef Stewie. Hell yeah, for sure, dude. I'm telling you, we'll definitely get one soon. All right, guys, I'm going to see you out. We will see you tomorrow. Don't forget, we will be live streaming that. We will be live streaming the talk, the Fed rate cut. Well, not the cut. Well, we hope it's a cut. But we'll definitely be streaming Papa Powell when he comes out and chitty chats a whole bunch of crap about the overall FOMC decision. We will be here for you. And if you haven't already, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, guys. We are here for you, bringing you the best commentary, the best show that you're ever going to see out there on the market. It's a nice niche, and I love to be here. Take care, guys. Have a good night. $1,400 in less than